Hello Year 7 and welcome to your 5th lesson of the summer term. I hope you're enjoying the videos that we're making for you as lessons as much as we're enjoying making them. So for today your title is Me gusta ir al cine, which is I like to go to the cinema. Here's a list of the equipment you need for today's lesson. You will need the exercise book the school gave you, your knowledge organiser for Module 5, which is attached on class charts for you, a pen, a highlighter or a different coloured pen, and also wordreference.com can be opened in a different window. So pause now to get that ready. Please remember to email me if you've got any questions about any of the activities in this lesson, and also to send me photos of your fantastic work. And my email address is just there for you. As always, please write the date in the top right hand corner, la fecha. And today's date is Monday the 4th of May, lunes el 4 de mayo. So write that and underline it. As was the title, titulo, which is Me gusta ir al cine, I like to go to the cinema. Please also write down your objective, which is to give our opinions about our free time activities. Pause to do that now. Your Duna activity should take about 5 minutes. I would like you to fill in the gaps with the correct form of the verb jugar, which means to play. I only want you to write the correct form of the verb jugar with al after it, not the whole sentence in your book. So, for example, a veces, blank, okay, and we want the I play version, you will write in your book, juego al. Okay, complete these 6 sentences for me now. Press pause to do so and play for the answers. So here are the answers. Your example is there. 1. Todos los días juego al fútbol. 2. Los fines de semana jugamos al baloncesto. 3. Los sábados juegan al tenis. 4. Los viernes juega al voleibol. 5. Una vez por semana jugáis al tenis. Y 6. 2 veces por semana juegas al baloncesto. Okay, pause now to check your answers. And press play when you're ready to continue further. Okay, well done, especially if you got everything right, Year 7. Now I'm going to pass you on to Miss Clinton to deliver the rest of the lesson. Please make sure you email me all your lovely work in photo form for achievement points, and also any questions about the lesson that you have. Adios!
Okay, we're now going to spend a few minutes on pronunciation. This is good retrieval practice for you because we've done opinions before in the past, but we're going to tackle those misconceptions of pronunciation as well. So let's start off with the first column at the top with our opinions. So, prefiero. Repeat after me. Prefiero. Okay, I before E. Lots of students misspell this common opinion, so really imprint in your mind how it's spelt as well as we're saying it. Next one, you'll notice I've highlighted all the me, because you can guess what students always say. They say me, because of course we have the word me in English, but we want to pronounce it as if there was an H at the end. So me, practice after me. Me, 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 me. For example, me encanta. You'll go. Me gusta mucho. You'll go. Me gusta. You'll go. No me gusta. You'll go. No me gusta nada. You'll go. Okay, and finally, odio. You'll go. Okay, and let's move on to the second column now. You'll notice that these are all las actividades. So they're all our free time activities, which we did a few lessons ago. However, you'll notice that there's a difference because this time we're not saying I play football, we're saying to play football. So we're using the infinitive plus a noun. More about the grammar later though. So you'll notice I've put in capital letters all of my infinitives. So I really want you to practice these and learn them. So let's go with the pronunciation. This one's a difficult one and is often mispronounced because we have lots of this foreign sound J. So remember, a J sounds like an H in Spanish. Jugar al fútbol. Repeat after me. Jugar al fútbol. Lots of students always forget as well that accent on that U. Okay, moving on to the next one. Hacer atletismo. Hacer atletismo. Okay, so you pronounce that as well. I've highlighted the TL here because lots of spelling errors as well with that, and pronunciation errors therefore, because in English, of course, we have the th sound with the H. There's no H in the Spanish, so be really careful of that. Navegar por internet. You'll go. Navegar por internet. You'll go. Ir al cine. You'll go. Ir al cine. You'll go. Now I've highlighted these because of course there's our infinitive, ir, and students always forget that means to go. Okay. Think about it being pronounced like your ear on your head, i.e. what you listen with. It's exactly the same pronunciation as the English ear. And I've also highlighted the CI of cine because it's pronounced like a TH. Remember when the C is followed by an I. Salir con mis amigos. You'll go. Salir con mis amigos. You'll go. Ver la televisión. You'll go. Ver la televisión. You'll go. Now I've highlighted again, of course you can see our infinitive, ver. I've highlighted this sion because often students want to pronounce it like the English and say shun. Of course, you need to pronounce every single letter. So sion. And notice there's always an accent on the O. Whenever you have this suffix, this ending here on a noun, there are two things. You know it will always be a feminine singular noun, and you always know that it will have an accent on the O. Next one. Hacer mis deberes. You'll go. Hacer mis deberes. You'll go. So again, our infinitive here, and you've seen this lots. And again, be careful of that pronunciation, that's CE, because the C sounds like a TH, a th sound, when it's before the E. Okay. Escuchar música. You'll go. Escuchar música. You'll go. So there's our infinitive, and just wanted to point out, remember again, there's that accent there on your U, because students often forget to add that in. Remember, accents are really important because they tell us how the word is pronounced, and sometimes it can even change the meaning of the word, so they are really important. If you've forgotten any of your accents, you can always pause the video and add those as you go. Next one, ir de compras. You'll go. Ir de compras. You'll go. Now again, we've got the ir, which means to go. There's our infinitive. I've highlighted the de here because students have a tendency to pronounce it like D. Now again, like the me we saw over here, let's pretend that there's an H after this E, so de. Okay. And lastly, hacer natación. Hacer natación. Okay, so hopefully you practice that 2 times as well. Remember, there's our CE, so it's pronounced like a T-H-E sound, and I've highlighted as well the theon, because there's lots of mispronunciations with this word as well, because students have a tendency to say shun again. Now, similarly as we saw with televisión, here there's an accent. We know that this will always be an feminine singular word, and it will always have an accent on your O. And we need to pronounce every single letter, so theon. Okay, just wanted to look at the meaning here, because of course in English we would say more naturally, for example, I like swimming, or I like to go swimming. In Spanish, however, they use the infinitive hacer, to do. Now, we can say in English, I like to do swimming, so it's up to you which translation you choose. It's probably more natural, though, in English to say to go swimming. So just be careful, though, when you're writing the Spanish, not to use ir, which technically means to go, but to use the hacer, which means to do. Okay, moving on, Year 7, we're going to do delayed dictation activity. So you will see a sentence for 10 seconds. You'll then see the sentence disappear. We'll wait for another 10 seconds. In this 10 seconds, you cannot write anything down. Only can you write the sentence down when I say vamos. Okay. Let's have a practice together. Okay, so here's our first sentence, and you are just going to be repeating this over and over in your head. You're not allowed to write anything down. So this is going to be on the screen for 10 seconds. We'll then wait another 10 seconds before you're allowed to write it down into your book. Okay? Okay, don't write anything down yet. Vamos. Write down now, please, both the Spanish and the English. I want to pause your video. And here is the answer. So you should have written, me encanta salir con mis amigos. I love to go out with my friends. You may have written, I love going out with my friends. Okay, next sentence. You've got it up for 10 seconds. Off you go. Okay, you've got another 10 seconds to wait now before you're allowed to write it down. Vamos. Write both the Spanish and the English. Pause your video now to do this. And you should have written, no me gusta nada ir de compras. I really don't like to go shopping. You may have written, I really don't like going shopping. And next sentence, here you go for 10 seconds. Don't write anything yet. You've got another 10 seconds. And vamos. Write down now, please, the English and the Spanish. Pause your video. And you should have written, odio ver la televisión, with your accent on your O. And I hate to watch the TV, or I hate watching the TV. And finally, here's your last sentence. Don't write anything yet. Okay, vamos. Write the English and the Spanish, please. Pause your video now to do this. Okay, prefiero hacer natación, you should have written, remembering to include your accent on your O, or natación. And I prefer to do swimming, or I prefer to go swimming. Remember, this one is the one where they use the verb to do, whereas we often use the verb to go. Okay, Year 7, you're now going to follow the Quizlet link on class charts. Here it is as well. And you're going to work through the Learn, Write and Spell section on the website. So you'll see those here. Then you're going to play the games. Here they are. And then you can finally test yourself. Okay. If you do not have access for whatever reason, your internet is down, please can you spend the same amount of time, so 15 minutes, doing look, cover, write, check. Okay, and then test yourself on the vocabulary. Pause the video now to do this. You will then need to come back to the video to continue with the rest of the lesson. Okay, welcome year back, year 7. Hopefully you've done lots of practicing of that vocabulary today, the opinions and free time activities, and you also tested yourself either on Quizlet or doing in your books after having done look, cover, write, check. So now we're going to look into the grammar of what we've been learning today. Listen to the explanation first, please, and then copy down everything that you see. So, opinion phrases, like the ones we've been doing today, me gusta, no me gusta, etc., are always followed by an infinitive. Remember, an infinitive is the root form of the verb, so it doesn't tell us who is doing the action or when it is happening, and it normally starts with to in English. For example, to live, to play, to eat, etc. Okay. In Spanish, it is the ending of the word, however, that shows us that is an infinitive. There are 3 types, as you know, in Spanish, and they end in either AR, ER, or IR. So an example, jugar is an AR verb, means to play. Comer is an ER verb, and it means to eat. And ir means to go, and it's an IR verb. And we talk about infinitives all the time, so it's really important that you understand what an infinitive is. So let's have a look at some examples of this structure, opinion plus infinitive. For example, number 1, me gusta jugar al fútbol. I like to play football. Now, remember, you can't write, this is a common student error, me gusta juego al fútbol. Because this word means, or this sentence would mean, I play football. And that doesn't make sense either in Spanish or in English. So make sure, okay, that this verb here is always in the infinitive if it's following an opinion. Number 2, no me gusta hacer natación. I don't like to swim. You could say I don't like to do swimming. I don't like to go swimming. Remember, there are always a variety of ways to translate it. Prefiero ir de compras. I prefer to go shopping. Okay, so as I said, sometimes in English we translate the infinitive in a sentence as a gerund, an ing word. For example, me gusta jugar al fútbol. Here we translate as I like to play football. It's equally correct to say I like playing football. Okay, remember, in Spanish though, it never changes. It's always the infinitive with the AR, ER or IR on the end. Pause the video now and copy everything down, please. Okay, let's see how much you've learnt today, year 7, and this is your final activity to translate the phrases below. Please write in Spanish and English in full. So here are your sentences, starting off easier, going Spanish to English and then going English to Spanish. Pause your video now to translate these sentences. Let's go through your answers then. Please correct anything that you got wrong. Pause the video as much as you need to. Me gusta jugar al fútbol. I like to play, or you may have written I like playing football. Odio navegar por internet. I hate to surf or surfing the internet. In English, we might also use to go. I go on the internet often as well. In Spanish, though, remember you have to use navegar, not ir por internet, because that would not make sense. Prefiero hacer natación. I prefer to do swimming, or you might have written to go swimming, or either would be fine. Número 4. Me gusta mucho hacer atletismo. I like to do or doing athletics a lot. You may have, rather than saying I like a lot, you may have said I really like to do or doing athletics. That would also be fine. I don't like to do my homework at all. You may again have written, I really don't like to do my homework at all, and that would also be fine. So, says, I really like to go shopping. Me gusta mucho ir de compras. I love going out with my friends. Me encanta salir con mis amigos. I don't like to go to the cinema at all. No me gusta nada ir al cine. 9. I prefer to watch the TV. Prefiero ver la televisión. And finally, I hate listening to music. Odio escuchar música. Pause your video now again if you need to make any last minute changes. If you do have any extra time at the end, Year 7, please learn box 4 from your vocabulary knowledge organizer. So that is on the screen here. ¿Qué te gusta hacer? What do you like doing in your free time? So it's reviewing again all of those opinions and infinitive structures that we saw today. So from me, it's just to say, finally, well done for today's lesson. You've worked so hard. I really hope you enjoyed the Quizlet. It's the first time we've done that, and for me. So remember, please email your teacher between 9 and 3:30 if you have any questions or if you'd like to send some of your lovely works. Have a lovely rest of the day, Year 7. Hasta luego.